front ones are done. Things all good with them. I take a look at the back ones, and the back ones should just be itty bitty baby versions of the front ones. Looks to be 2 pins, single spring piece in the middle, come out, pull straight out. So let's get started. Here's our spring, just like the one up front. I was going to be curious to see if this actually fits in there. And it does not. So we're going to have to use something else for the rear. I'm a big fan of doing this, but we're going to have to take a screwdriver, and I'm putting it behind the brake on the inside and moving it in. I'll put it back on the outside, and that moves the whole rotor and everything forward. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the front. Pry it towards the rear. I'm going to get it in between the rotor and pad material and pry away from the rotor, pry towards that. Don't like doing that, but as long as you're not going into the rotor, you should be perfectly fine. So, at least have that same, there's a mini version of the front pads. You can see the Brembo. And I'm not going to throw these away, I'm going to keep them. That pair of needle nose can't handle. So let's compare these new brake pads. Crack open this package here. There's one inside, one outside. With this design, it seems like the outside pad's going to be the one that has the wear indicator on it. Now we compare them. Rear ones are still pretty much brand new on it. Like I said, the reason why I'm replacing them is because of noise. I'm switching to a ceramic, less dust. Don't drop them like that. These are very sooty and very dusty, but because of that, they're very, very, very good at stopping. I daily drive this EVO, so it's not really gonna kill me having the ceramics on it, you know. Clean off these shims just like I did before on the front one. I already wiped this rotor off. It's really not going to make that big of a difference for the rear. Take this. Let's do the inboard pad first. Silicone. Inboard shim. No, see the rear of this shim's a little different. Yeah, see that? I don't think I'm going to be able to put the shim on it, back on it for this one. This one we're just going to use the shim that comes with the Wagners. See, it goes in place. This one has that inner shim, so we're just going to set this in there. Just like that. That up just like that. It is chilly in the shade here, man. This sun's play games on you. I mean, the sun, it feels like 60 degrees. You get in the shade, it goes down to 30 within seconds. When I'm on this side of the car, I'm shivering. On the other side of the car, I'm breaking out of sweat. Welcome to PA. Same principle through the back side. Stick that in, line up the holes, stick it in now. Put a lube here on this, the inside. Now this is just a mini version of that front spring. Goes underneath the center piece like that. Get some lube, put your lube on here. Feed that through. Push this down. Hammer. Alright, well, I'm going to do this side. I'm just going to talk just a little bit. What is next? Well, what's next is I definitely have I have a one of those catch cans I want to install. Pick one up for this, and I might do it after this video. I have to go clean this. This car's filthy at the moment. I have a friend that has a connection with Niche Motors. So for parts, I'm going to get them through him. I'm going to get some. I'm going to do the oil cooler, intercooler, probably performance radiator all at the same time. So I only have to really take the front lid off one time. Take care of it one fell swoop. Update on the HID. This bottom left fog light picked up some water and it's not working. I have to look on making them more waterproof than they come with. I might end up having to buy a better kit. Nothing's wrong with that kit. I didn't know I was going to have this problem. We learn. Most of the time you can always get something cheap, you and put a little work into it and make it better than the more expensive from the, you know. And that's what I was going with that. I think it just needs a new bulb, really. Make it short out the bulb. It does come on for a second and turn off, and I had a problem when I first did it, like that, and that was just a where they connected at the bulb between the harness and the actual ballast itself. It was having like an arcing issue there, making a horrible buzzing noise, and that's that. But I don't seem to be having a similar problem. But I pulled it apart. I took them apart, put dielectric in there, and put them back together, and it still doesn't come on. So either a bad defective ballast or something's wrong with the bulb. I was just going to replace the ballast and the bulb on that side, and I could diddle with it on the bench. But I do have to take the front bumper off for that, so you can't get to it from underneath. It just sucks to try and do it. And I've taken that bumper off so many times, it's kind of like second-hand nature to take it off. Especially when you break all the plastic clips that, you know, you get that JDM fit where every time, you know, start off with like 24, put it back in at 15. Now I'm down to like 3 clips per side of the vehicle. So I'm working on that. Getting new clips, you know. Come on, you. Hopefully this turns out pretty well. It's going to take me a minute or two to get this all edited up. It's amazing. I never knew what goes into making a video till I started this. And I give people credit that do this as a job, making the videos, because there's no walk in the park. It's like for every like minute of video, it's like 3-4 minutes of editing and making sure it's alright, uploading it. I use the GoPro app, so I gotta convert it. Not complaining, I loved it. It's very fun. It's educational. I've never done stuff like that. I always like putting some sort of music to it. I'd love to do something with the lower it, maybe. See, I just, living in PA is just so hard if you have a lower car. It's almost pointless to have it. I definitely do like the look from the factory of the MR one. It's tempting to get the 1-inch lower springs. But I would like to get it with the Bilstein shocks, so you get that better ride characteristic. I don't want to lose how it feels when it's going down the road. And I'm not too impressed by these I think they're KYBs on the GSR, like the Bilsteins on the MR. I don't really want to put coilovers on because of ride quality. It would be cool to do. We did them on an RX-7 for my friend, and it was a very neat experience getting them and adjusting the ride height to the perfect matter of it. I enjoyed it. I'd like to get an airbag or air ride system for this. I think that'd be kind of cool to be able to, like, go to the car show, let it down, you know, safely, not have it moving. I know it's kind of stance it, hella flush, whatever. I do like the look of it when a car is stance, because it does look cool what you do. The thing that is stupid is that you can't. It makes it undrivable. You know, what's the point of having a car that looks good with a picture and It really doesn't, you can't drive it. That's why I kind of like the airbag feel. And there was a company that made them for like an Audi, one of the Audis, Volkswagens, and it was a company based out of California, and they made a air ride kit, but it performed just as good as coilovers. I mean, air spring is just a spring. If you make it tight and hard, just like the coilover, you can get pretty much that same effect, which I think is what they use to their advantage. I think it had like a dynamic control system to where as it started to lean in a corner, it changed what the spring rate is, or the air pressure in the spring on one side to the other side, depending on what was about to happen to the car. I mean, that's pretty nifty. I don't know if they make a kit to where you bolt it on. That might be something you kind of have to make custom for the car. Which is depressing, because I'm not saying that's going to be a lot of money. I'll complain about money, but you know, $4,000 to get this air ride kit ain't going to be fun. And you can, you know, you're still paying on the car. This isn't a cheap car to own, insured. It does attract good attention and bad attention. You go somewhere, someone's always revving your engine at you and stuff, and I know, you know, in EVOs and STIs they always fight, but typically in Pennsylvania it's all STI, super dominant area, and they're pretty good. The community's good here. There's the Pittsburgh car scene and whatnot. But the thing most is a lot of people do understand that this car and their car are very similar. There's real no, it's more of a mutual respect. I definitely get a little, we went to Ocean City, and you know, me and my girl were riding. And these 4 kids wanted to race, and I'm like, no. They were in some sort of all-wheel drive Audi. And it's just, it's not about racing, you know. I used to drive a piece of crap like Saturn Ion, big loud muffler, drive it like an idiot. And you weren't even going fast, but it felt like you were going fast because the car was really unsafe to do that. Then you drive any type of performance car, this super, even like the Rally Art and stuff. It's just a quick car, the V6 Mustang, a quick car. You get, I mean, I'm a speed demon also, but you just kind of, I hate to say grow up. I drive this car like a grandpa. Why? Because if I drive around quick, I'll get pulled over. They're going to see my car and go, here's a kid in a loud car. You know, I'm 21, I'm still a kid to them. You just drive it, you know, like an everyday car, just have fun, you know, on a back road or something, you know, not too crazy. You just take it to track. You do everything on this car on a track somewhere safe. That's probably like the biggest thing, is you don't drag race across the bridge, you know, like you used to. It's just trying to change. It's just stupid, you know, because you're not going to get hurt. You're going to hit something and you're going to hurt someone else, which is, it makes you an idiot. That's my rant.